You know, there's a saying that the Georgia Vidalia sweet onion only makes you cry when they're gone. Well, up next, Rick Treptow takes us to a farm where the onion harvest is just beginning.
In 1993, the Sykes Farms shifted the same good land where they produced tobacco to Vidalia Onions. Alan and Tracy Sykes head the family operation in rural Tattnall County near Cobbtown.
We started as a mom and pop at 7 acres, and today we grow 600 to 700 acres. It's been a very mild winter here in Georgia.
In the fields, the crews work to bring in only the highest quality onion. Many get left behind. But it's just like an artist who doesn't want to sell an inferior painting.
And even though from a USDA grade standard, say a deeper onion like this one is a legal onion, here in Vidalia, we don't sell those. We discard those and try to sell the flat granite shaped onion, because that's our trademark. That's what our consumers are looking for, taste and shape.
When these onions are mature, the work requires the migrant laborers. They primarily use the H-2A program.
And that program is just getting so tough and non-user friendly that it's more and more discouraging. My wife is our H-2A correspondent, and she spends more time on our legal workforce, getting them here for each season, than she does doing our taxes and all the rest of the bookkeeping. It's a great life. Most of these workers that come, they go back and forth from home to other agricultural industries in this country, apples, sweet potatoes, citrus, and so they may leave Oaxaca on a Greyhound and come to my farm for 6 weeks, and they turn around and go right back home, maybe spend a week or two at home, and come back to work in sweet potatoes or perhaps go to Michigan. So it's a great deal for them. They don't want to stay. They want to come, make money, and go home legally.
Sykes and other Georgia producers say one of their best marketing tools is still their official Vidalia onion growing district.
The marketing order has existed since the 80s. The Vidalia Onion Committee, the Georgia Department of Agriculture, and specific growers determine an opening date for selling without USDA inspection.
Which most of us larger growers have full-time inspectors at our packing house all the time anyhow. But that start date, I think, has done a lot to help this industry, because we try to pick a date that's realistic based on that year's crop. And if someone has done a great job and they have onions that are prepared to ship prior to that date, they can legally ship them. They just have to be USDA inspected. And that's real important. We need to protect our name. If we just become just another onion, we can never compete with the other growing regions, because our costs are much higher.
Alan Sykes is now the Georgia Vidalia Onion Farmer of the Year. Learning from mistakes over the years has been important.
Probably my greatest advantage after my Lord is my wife, because I have a wife that works with me. We just team up on it and surround ourselves with good folks. We've got a good marketing group in human produce, and they have a high level of integrity.
Growing, digging, and clipping the onions in the field is just half the production.
At the farm's packing shed, they send the onions through a rough grading line, and this, the final one.
Looking for decay, which we're not fighting too much of that right now, but we're looking for misshapen and immaturity, some discoloring with dark staining.
And just like getting the onions clipped and into the bins, the facility depends on people willing to work.
Oh yes, people management is one of the largest things I deal with. We have roughly 60 people under the packing shed right now. I do have a few supervisors that help with the Hispanics, but people management is a very challenging part of this job.
By the time the season ends, 350 to 450 tractor-trailer loads of onions will leave the farm and go to grocery stores nationally, especially the densely populated Northeast. The season could be a month shorter due to the dry winter, but Sykes Farms is trying to work around that. I'm Rick Treptow for the Georgia Farm Monitor.